Rin crouched behind a stack of metal crates near the edge of the spaceport. The smell of oil, metal, and fried food mixed together in a way that made him feel both hungry and wary. The crowd was thick tonight. Aliens of all shapes moved through the streets, some walking on 2 legs, some on 4, and some with long, thin tendrils that reached out to touch anything in their path. Rin had learned to move carefully here, to stay small, unnoticed, and fast. He had no home. The city's lights, the constant hum of ships, and the smell of metal and spice were all he knew. It was rare, and danger was constant. Yet Rin survived. He knew how to hide, how to move, how to take what he needed without drawing attention. Tonight, he was hoping for scraps from the food stalls that sold fried meat and strange alien fruits. His stomach growled as he scanned the crowd. Suddenly, a soft, high voice called out. It was not angry, not demanding, but full of fear. Rin froze. In the spaceport, fear was dangerous because it drew attention. He looked around, trying to see where the voice came from. "Help me, please," the voice whispered. Rin's eyes adjusted to the dim light. Across the street, he saw a small figure struggling. It was a girl, and she moved strangely. She reached out with her hands, feeling her way as though she could not see. Rin crouched lower behind the crates and watched. She was not like the aliens he saw every day. Her skin was pale, almost glowing under the neon lights. Her hair fell in soft waves, and markings ran across her arms and face. Rin did not know what they meant, but they gave her an unusual beauty, one that made him pause. The crowd around her pushed and moved, ignoring her struggles. Rin noticed a few passers-by giving curious glances, then turning away. The girl was small and vulnerable, lost in a city that could crush her in a moment. Rin did not think. Jumped from behind the crates, running across the street with careful steps. The girl stumbled, her small feet scraping the ground. Rin caught her just in time. She yelped, startled, and clutched at him. Who are you?" she asked, her voice trembling. "I'm Rin," he said quickly. "You're in trouble. I'll help you." I can't see," she whispered, and Rin realized she was blind. Her hands felt along his shoulders as he steadied her. "You'll be safe with me," Rin said. He looked around.
The street was crowded,
and danger was everywhere. "Come on, I know someone who can help." The girl nodded, her trust immediate but silent. Rin lifted her carefully onto his back. She wrapped her arms around him, and Rin felt how fragile she was. Her weight was light, but the responsibility was heavy. He had never carried anyone before. As he moved through the crowd, Rin felt eyes on them. Some were curious, others wary. Did not know who they were, but he kept walking. The city was alive with noises, the hum of ships, the clatter of machinery, and the chatter of aliens speaking languages Rin could not understand. He focused on the path ahead, ignoring everything else. "Where are you taking me?" the girl asked softly. "To someone who can help," Rin replied. "A healer. Can fix injuries and he can help you see better." The girl's fingers tightened on his shoulders. I hope he can." Rin did not answer. He had learned not to make promises he could not keep. But he felt a strange connection to her, sensed that her safety was now his responsibility. They moved through alleyways, avoiding the main streets where the crowds were thickest. Rin knew the city well. He had run through these tunnels many times, avoiding patrols, gangs, and worse. Tonight, he was no longer running for himself. He was running for her. The girl spoke quietly as they moved. "I can feel the light, the glow of the city. It is beautiful," Rin smiled. "It is. But it can also be dangerous." She laughed softly. It was a sound Rin had not heard before. It was small, fragile, and yet full of warmth. "I have never seen it, but I can feel it. I like it." They paused at a corner. Rin scanned the street ahead. A group of aliens lingered, watching. Rin felt the tension in the air. The aliens did not move forward, but their eyes followed him. He did not know their intentions, but he decided not to wait. He pulled the girl closer, moving along a shadowed wall. You were very brave, she said. Brave, Rin asked. Oh, I just know how to survive, but helping me. She paused. That is brave. Rin looked at her. Her voice was calm now, though fear still lingered. He realized she was not just blind. She was strong in ways he did not understand. Most people on the streets would have run. She stayed quiet, trusting him, and that was courage. They reached the edge of the market district. Rin knew a healer lived in a small building beyond the industrial sector. It was not far, but the path was dangerous. Factories and warehouses blocked their way, and the shadows hid creatures that would not hesitate to attack. Are we close? The girl asked. Yes, Rin replied. Just a little further. They moved through the narrow streets, Rin alert to every sound. His heart beat fast, not from fear, but from the responsibility he felt. Carrying her made him aware of how fragile life could be. Suddenly, a shadow moved ahead. Rin froze. It was a tall alien, with bright eyes that glowed under the neon lights. Rin stepped forward slowly, ready to react. Who do you have there? The alien asked in a low, gravelly voice. Rin's mind raced. He did not know the alien, and he did not want trouble. It's just someone who needs help, he said calmly. The alien stepped closer, examining the girl. Yet you travel alone? She is not alone, Rin said, tightening his hold on her. I am with her. The alien looked at Rin for a long moment. Then, with a slight nod, it stepped back. Rin exhaled silently, relieved. He did not know if the alien was testing him, or if it had simply judged him worthy. Either way, they were safe for now. The girl whispered softly. Thank you. I can feel your strength. Rin smiled. Don't thank me yet. We are not safe until we reach the healer. The last stretch of the journey was the hardest. The streets were filled with noise, and Rin had to duck under signs, jump over crates, and avoid patrols. Mira, the girl, held tightly to him, guiding herself with his movements. She spoke little, but her presence was comforting.
Oh.
Rin had grown used to the silence of the streets, but her quiet words were a new kind of company. Finally, they reached the healer's building. It was small, tucked between two larger factories, with a faint green light glowing from the windows. Rin set the girl down gently. We are here, he said. She felt the building's door, then the walls. It is warm, thank you, Rin.
Right.
On the door. Moments later, an elderly man opened it. His eyes were kind but sharp, as though he had seen much in his life. You bring her here, the healer said, his voice calm. She needs care. She is blind, Rin said. She needs help. The healer nodded. Come in. She will be safe here. Rin stepped aside as the girl entered. She turned briefly and smiled at him. I will remember you, she said softly. Arian nodded. He wanted to say more, to warn her, to explain how dangerous the streets were. But the healer stepped forward and took her inside. Rin stayed outside, watching the building. He felt a strange mixture of relief and worry. He had done what he could, and the girl was in the healer's hands. Yet Rin had no idea of who she truly was, and what danger might follow her. For now he allowed himself a small moment of pride. He had helped someone. He had done the right thing. As Rin turned to leave, he knew the streets would call him back. Hunger, danger, and survival awaited. But something had changed. For the first time, he felt that even in a city that crushed people, even in a galaxy that ignored the weak, a human could make a difference. And Rin was ready to prove it again, no matter what came next. The healer's building smelled of herbs, warm water, and faint smoke. Rin stayed outside for a moment, watching the street. He could feel the city's energy pulsing around him. Neon lights reflected off metal walls, and the distant hum of ships made the air vibrate. Rin's stomach growled, reminding him he had not eaten all day, but he ignored it. His thoughts were with the girl inside. Mira's soft voice called to him through the slightly open door. Rin, you can come in. I am safe. He hesitated, then stepped inside. The room was small but comfortable. Soft mats covered the floor, and shelves held jars filled with glowing liquids and powders. The healer, a man with silver hair and eyes that seemed to see everything, looked up. You brought her here, the healer said. You have courage. Few would carry a blind stranger through the city at night. Rin shrugged. I just did what I thought was right. The healer nodded, then knelt beside Mira. She is special, he whispered, more to himself than anyone else. Rin noticed the healer's eyes lingered on the girl's markings. They were not ordinary. Mira smiled faintly at Rin. Thank you for bringing me. I could not have made it alone. Rin felt a warmth in his chest. Her words were small, but they meant more than any reward. You do not have to thank me. Just stay safe now. The healer worked quickly. He touched Mira's forehead, shoulders, and hands, murmuring words Rin could not understand. Small lights glowed from his fingertips, bathing the room in soft colors. Rin watched in awe. Humans were fragile, but the healer's skill reminded him how powerful knowledge could be. After a while, the healer looked up. She is stable. She will rest here tonight. Tomorrow we can discuss more? Myra blinked, or at least tried to. Rin noticed her hands trembled slightly. Thank you, she said again. You are welcome, Rin said. Then he stepped back toward the door. I should go. The streets won't wait for me. Myra's hand reached out. Rin, will you come back? Rin smiled faintly. I will. You have to stay strong until then. Outside, the night air hit him. It smelled of metal, food, and exhaust. Rin walked through the alleys, keeping to the shadows. He needed to get food and water. He also needed to think. Something about Mira was different. She was blind, yes, but her presence carried power. Some humans might have ignored her, but Rin knew there was more to her story. The next morning, Rin returned to the healer's building. Mira was awake, sitting on the mat, her hands tracing the shelves and walls. Good morning, Rin said. How do you feel? I am well, Mira replied. You came back, said I would, Rin said. We need to move carefully today. The city is not kind to those who travel alone. The healer approached them. She has strength, and you have courage. But you must be careful. Others may look for her, Rin frowned. Who would look for her? She is just a girl. The healer hesitated. Not all girls are ordinary. She has connections some would kill to find. Rin's eyes narrowed. Connections. The healer did not answer. He simply gestured toward the door. Prepare to leave. She must reach safety beyond the city walls. Rin helped Mira to her feet. She held his arm as they moved through the narrow hallways. Despite her blindness, she walked confidently, trusting Rin completely. He felt a responsibility stronger than hunger or fear. They left the healer's building and entered the city's lower districts. Here, the streets were quieter, but shadows lurked everywhere. Rin's instincts guided them through alleyways and side streets, avoiding patrols and roaming gangs. Mira spoke softly as they walked. The city has so many smells, so many sounds. I can feel it all, even if I cannot see. Rin glanced at her. You are brave. Most people would hide, cry, or run. I have learned to trust, Mira said. Even in darkness, there are those who will help. Rin felt a surge of pride. She was right. Humans could help one another, even in a harsh world. He realized he had not only saved her, she had given him hope too. Hours passed as they navigated the streets. Rin kept an eye on every shadow. A group of small, four-legged scavengers crossed their path, sniffing the air. Rin picked up a pipe from the ground and held it ready. The creatures paused, then turned and scurried away. Mira did not flinch. She had learned to sense danger in ways Rin could not. You are very aware, Rin said. I must be, she replied. Being blind teaches you to notice things others ignore. Rin smiled faintly. He had never met someone like her. She was fragile, yes, but also strong and clever. He felt that her survival depended not just on him, but on her own mind. As evening approached, Rin found a safe place for them to rest. It was a small, abandoned building near the edge of a factory district. They sat together, sharing a small meal Rin had scavenged. Myra's hands moved over the food, examining its texture and temperature. Simple food, but enough to keep us strong, Rin said. I can taste it well, Myra said. It is good. They ate in silence for a while, listening to the distant hum of machines. The city seemed endless, filled with danger, yet alive with possibility. Rin realized that despite being homeless, despite the threats, he had a purpose now. Protecting Myra gave him reason beyond survival. Suddenly, a sound broke the quiet. Footsteps, heavy and deliberate, echoed from the street. Rin tensed. He had learned to trust his instincts. Danger was near. Myra sensed it too. Her hand tightened on his arm. Someone is coming, she said softly. Rin peered through a broken window. 3 figures approached, moving with purpose. They wore uniforms Rin did not recognize, and their eyes glowed faintly in the dim light. He knew they were not ordinary patrols. They are looking for her, Rin whispered. Mira's hand did not leave his arm. Then we must leave, she said. Rin nodded. He helped her to her feet. Together, they slipped through the back of the building, moving quietly across rooftops and narrow streets. Rin felt adrenaline pumping through his veins. He had faced danger before, but protecting someone else added a weight that made him sharper, faster, and more careful. Hours passed as they moved. Rin used every trick he knew, climbing walls, jumping across gaps, hiding in shadows. Mira's knowledge of the city, her understanding of alien behavior, guided them. Rin marveled at how much she could sense without sight. You are remarkable, he said finally, as they paused on a rooftop overlooking the city. I have had to be, Mira replied. Life is not easy for those who cannot see. Rin nodded. He realized that their journey was more than a simple trip to a healer. It was a test of courage, intelligence, and trust. Humans, he thought, could survive even in the harshest conditions. Not just through strength, but through cleverness, care, and determination. The night passed, and Rin found a quiet place for them to rest briefly. Mira leaned against him, her hands resting on his shoulders. Thank you, she whispered, for not leaving me alone. You do the same for me, Rin said. Humans help each other. We have to. Mira smiled. I am glad you are human. Rin felt warmth in his chest. She had a way of seeing the best in people, even in someone like him, a street survivor with nothing. Her trust was not naive. It was careful and thoughtful, and it gave him strength. As dawn approached, Rin and Mira prepared to continue their journey. The city was waking, and the streets would be crowded again. But Rin felt ready. They had survived the night, avoided danger, and strengthened their bond. Are you ready? Rin asked. Myra nodded. Yes. Together, we can face whatever comes. Rin smiled. He had learned that human courage was not just about fighting or surviving. It was about protecting others, trusting them, and never giving up. And with Mira by his side, he felt that even in a galaxy filled with powerful beings, humans could shine. They moved forward, disappearing into the city's twisting streets. 2 unlikely companions, bound by trust and courage. Rin did not know what dangers awaited them next, but he knew one thing. They would face it together, and they would survive. The city's streets were quieter than usual as Rin and Mira moved through the industrial district. Smoke rose from factories, curling into the sky, and the hum of machinery filled the air. Rin kept Myra close, guiding her through narrow alleyways and over uneven ground. She trusted him completely, her small hands gripping his shoulders, her steps confident despite her blindness. You are very skilled at moving quietly, Mira said softly. You seem to know every shadow and corner. Rin smiled faintly. I have to. The city is not kind to those who do not know how to survive. But you are remarkable. You sense things I do not see. Mira laughed quietly, a sound like wind through soft leaves. I must. Blindness is a teacher. I feel more than most. They continued in silence for a while, moving toward the outskirts of the city. Rin's mind was alert. He could feel danger in the air, like a vibration under his feet. His instincts, sharpened by years on the streets, told him something was watching. As they passed an abandoned market, Rin froze. A group of figures emerged from the shadows. They moved silently, their steps careful and deliberate. Rin recognized them immediately. They were enforcers, dressed in black armor with glowing visors. Their presence was organized and professional. They were looking for Mira. "Stay close," Rin whispered. He positioned himself in front of her, ready to react. Mira's hand rested on his shoulder. "I can feel them," she said. "They are strong." Rin nodded. "Yes, but we are stronger together." The enforcers paused, scanning the area. Rin and Mira ducked behind crates and barrels. Rin could see their glowing visors reflecting the neon lights. He knew a direct fight would be dangerous. These were trained fighters, not street scavengers. They needed a plan. "Do you trust me?" Rin asked Mira quietly. "Completely," she replied. Rin took a deep breath. "Then follow my lead." We moved silently and carefully. "Do not make a sound." He led her through narrow passages, avoiding open streets. Mira sensed his movements, adjusting her steps with his guidance. They moved like shadows, slipping past the enforcers without being seen. Rin felt a thrill of adrenaline. Survival depended not only on strength, but on intelligence, agility, trust. They reached a small tunnel leading beneath the factories. Rin opened it carefully and gestured for Mira to enter. The tunnel smelled of damp metal and oil. It was dark, but Mira felt her way along the walls. Rin held her hand when the path became uneven, guiding her safely. "You are very brave," Mira said softly. "I have to be," Rin replied. For both of us, the tunnel led them to an underground channel beneath the city. Water ran along the floor, cold and murky. Rin kept his feet steady as he stepped carefully. Mira followed his movements exactly, trusting his guidance. Every sound echoed in the tunnel, making Rin tense. He knew the enforcers were not far behind. Hours passed as they moved through the underground paths. Rin had to navigate carefully, avoiding fallen pipes and debris. Mira's presence was comforting. She spoke quietly about the city, the smells, the sounds, the vibrations. Rin realized how much she perceived without sight. Her awareness was extraordinary. Suddenly, they heard voices above. Rin pressed Mira against the wall. 3 enforcers were passing overhead, their armor clanking softly. Rin held his breath, counting the seconds until they passed. Mira remained calm, sensing the danger through vibrations and air movements. Once the enforcers were gone, Rin continued moving. "We need to reach the safe zone beyond the city," he whispered. "Once we are there, we can plan our next move."
Right.
Mira nodded. "I can guide us with my senses. We will not be caught." They emerged from the underground channel near an old warehouse district. The area was quiet, abandoned, and dangerous. Broken walls and rusted machinery created shadows perfect for hiding. Rin and Mira moved carefully, staying close to the edges, avoiding open spaces. Suddenly, a loud noise echoed. Rin turned just in time to see 2 enforcers blocking their path. They carried weapons that glowed faintly in the dim light. Rin's heart raced. He had no choice but to act quickly. "Stay behind me," Rin whispered. He grabbed a metal pipe from the ground, holding it firmly. Mira stepped back, trusting him completely. The enforcers advanced, their movements precise. Rin dodged the first strike, swinging the pipe to knock it away. The second enforcer lunged, and Rin pushed Mira aside, narrowly avoiding the weapon. He struck back with careful, practiced moves, using speed and intelligence rather than brute force. Mira's voice called out, "Rin, behind you?" She sensed another enforcer approaching from the side. Rin turned just in time, blocking the attack. Her awareness saved him. The fight continued for minutes that felt like hours. Rin moved with precision, using his knowledge of the environment. He led the enforcers into narrow passages where their movements were restricted. Mira's guidance was invaluable, helping him anticipate attacks he could not see. Finally, Rin found an opening. He grabbed Mira's hand and pulled her through a hidden doorway, leaving the enforcers trapped in a side alley. They ran through the warehouse district, breathing heavily, adrenaline pumping. "Are you okay?" Rin asked. "Yes," Mira replied. "Thanks to you," Rin nodded. "We are not safe yet. We need to keep moving." They reached a small abandoned transport ship hidden behind crates. Rin had discovered it during his previous runs through the city. It was old, but functional. He helped Mira inside, and she sat quietly as he prepared to move. As the ship lifted off, Rin felt a sense of relief. For a moment, they were above the city, safe from the enforcers. Mira leaned against him, her small hand resting on his shoulder. "You are very strong," she said. "Not just your body, but your mind. You think and act quickly."
How?
Rin smiled faintly. "Humans survive by being smart. Brains can be stronger than weapons sometimes." Mira nodded. "I can see that now, even though I cannot see with my eyes." The transport ship moved silently toward the outskirts of the city. Rin navigated through the airways, avoiding patrols and traffic. He had never flown a ship like this before, but necessity had taught him quickly. Mira's calm presence was reassuring. Hours later, they landed in a hidden area near the city's edge. It was a safe zone Rin had used before, a place where humans and aliens seeking refuge could hide. They stepped out carefully, listening for signs of danger. "This place is quiet," Mira said. "It feels safe." "For now," Rin replied, "but the city is not done with us yet. They will search for you. We need to plan." They moved through the safe zone, meeting a few other humans who had taken refuge there. Rin explained their situation carefully, without revealing too much. The humans nodded, offering food, water, and shelter. Myra's presence intrigued them, but Rin made sure she stayed protected. That night, Rin and Myra sat together, sharing a small meal. The sky above was dark, dotted with distant lights from ships and stations. Rin felt a sense of calm, but also a tension he could not ignore. Danger was always near. "You have saved me more than once," Mira said softly. "I do not know how to repay you." Rin shook his head. "You do not need to. Helping each other is what humans do. You will survive because you trust and act. That is all that matters." Mira smiled. "You are wise, Rin. More than I expected." Rin laughed quietly. "You survive by being brave, even blind. That is wisdom too." As they rested, Rin realized something important. Humans, even those who seem small or powerless, could face great danger. They could survive through courage, intelligence, and trust. Mira had shown him strength he had never seen before, and he had shown her that humans could protect and care in ways the galaxy often ignored. The night passed peacefully. Rin and Mira stayed alert, but no enforcers found them. The safe zones, walls, and hidden paths kept them secure. Rin felt pride in his actions. He had carried Myra through danger, outsmarted powerful enemies, and ensured her safety. That was human ingenuity and courage in action. As dawn approached, Rin looked at Mira. "We are not done yet. The journey continues. The city is full of unseen threats, and you are valuable. We must be careful." Mira nodded. "I will follow you, Rin. Together, we can face anything." Rin felt hope rise within him. Their journey was far from over, but he knew one thing: humans, even the smallest and most overlooked, could shine in a galaxy full of power. Through courage, intelligence, and trust. They could survive and protect others. They prepared to leave the safe zone and continue their journey beyond the city, unaware of the challenges ahead. Danger would come, and powerful forces would search for Mira, but Rin knew they could face it together. And for the first time he felt that humans were not just survivors, they were capable of greatness. The morning air was cold and sharp as Rin and Mira left the hidden safe zone. The city's skyline glimmered behind them, neon lights still flickering in the early hours. Rin guided Mira carefully, his senses alert to every sound and movement. Even though they were on the outskirts, danger could follow anywhere. Mira's hand rested lightly on Rin's shoulder. "The city feels different now. Quieter, but I can sense that someone watches us." Rin nodded. "They are still looking. Powerful enemies do not give up easily, but we can outsmart them." The two moved through an abandoned industrial sector. Broken conveyor belts and rusted machinery created shadows perfect for hiding. Rin led Mira through narrow passages and over piles of debris. Her trust in him made his steps more confident. Together, they moved like shadows. Suddenly Rin paused. "Listen," he whispered. A faint hum, steady and mechanical, came from above. Drones. Small, fast-moving devices used by the mob to track targets. Mira's hands moved along his arm. "I feel them," she said. "They are close, but slow to react." Rin smiled faintly. "Good! That gives us an advantage." He led her into a warehouse with multiple entrances and exits. The space was cluttered, full of crates, barrels, and hanging chains. Rin's mind raced, planning their defense. He found a small pile of scrap metal and scattered tools. "We can use these," he muttered. Mira listened carefully. "Tell me what to do." Rin explained a simple plan. They would use the clutter to create distractions, noise, and obstacles. The drones or any pursuers would follow sounds, while Rin and Mira slipped away quietly. Myra's heightened senses would alert them to any movements, giving Rin time to react. Hours passed as they moved cautiously through the warehouse district. Rin created small noise traps, a loose pipe that fell when stepped on, a metal sheet that clattered when touched, and a stack of crates that could tumble at the right moment. Myra followed instructions perfectly, placing traps exactly as Rin described. "You are a natural at this," Rin said. "Humans can be clever when needed. And you are extraordinary," Myra smiled. "I learned quickly. I must if I want to survive." Their first test came sooner than expected. A group of enforcers entered the warehouse. Their glowing visors scanned the area, weapons ready. Rin signaled Mira to stay hidden behind a stack of crates. He threw a small piece of metal, and it clattered across the floor. The enforcers turned toward the noise, their attention momentarily distracted. Aaron and Mira slipped to another corner, using the shadows as cover. Mira could sense the enforcers' positions, even without seeing them. She whispered, "They are moving left." Behind the wall, Rin nodded and led them through a narrow passage, keeping out of sight. The enforcers followed the noise traps, but Rin and Mira were always a step ahead. Every movement was calculated, every step careful. They were a team, human ingenuity and alien awareness working together. Hours turned into night. Rin and Mira found temporary shelter in an abandoned rooftop area. The city below was alive with lights and sounds, but they were safe for now. Rin set up a small perimeter using the tools and scraps they had collected. Mira sat quietly, her hands tracing the edges of crates and walls. "You are very skilled, Rin," she said softly. "You think faster than anyone I have ever known." Rin shrugged. "I survive, that is all. But humans can be clever. Brains can outsmart strength. That is how we survive in the galaxy." Mira tilted her head. "I can feel your mind, your thoughts. You are not just clever, Rin. You care. You risk yourself for others." Rin looked at her, surprised. I guess I do. You are worth it. Your life matters. Humans can protect others when we must." Mira smiled. "I am glad you are human." The next day, Rin and Mira continued their journey through the industrial outskirts. Rin knew the enforcers would not give up easily. They needed more than hiding. They needed a plan to move out of the city entirely. As they walked, Rin noticed signs of the mob's presence, markings on walls, strange devices monitoring the streets, and patrols in the distance. He whispered to Myra, "They are clever, but we are cleverer. We must use their patterns against them." Mira nodded. "I can sense the safest paths. I will guide you." Together, they navigated the city with skill. Rin created small distractions, while Mira guided them using her heightened senses. They avoided open streets, moved through hidden tunnels, and climbed rooftops when necessary. Each step demonstrated the power of human ingenuity paired with trust and teamwork at one point. They reached a small market district still quiet from the early morning. Rin picked up scraps of metal and glass, setting simple traps to warn of approaching enemies. Myra listened carefully, sensing the vibrations of footsteps in the distance. "They are close," she whispered. "Two coming from the left." Rin nodded. He led Mira to a narrow passage behind a stack of crates. When the enforcers entered, they triggered Rin's trap. Metal clanged loudly, echoing through the market. The enforcers paused, confused, giving Rin and Mira time to slip away into the shadows. "You are incredible," Rin said once they were safely hidden. "You are too," Mira replied. "Humans think quickly. You see things others miss." Oh. They moved on, their confidence growing with each successful escape. The night brought more challenges: rogue patrols, automated drones, and strange creatures roaming the streets. But Rin and Mira faced every obstacle with intelligence and teamwork. Rin used his knowledge of the city, Mira used her heightened senses. Together they stayed one step ahead of danger. By midnight, they reached the edge of the city. The industrial district gave way to open fields dotted with abandoned structures. Rin slowed, letting Mira feel the open space. "We are almost there," he said. Mira smiled faintly. "I can feel it. Safety is near." Rin scanned the horizon. He could see faint lights in the distance, marking the safe route beyond the city. "We need to move carefully. The enforcers may still follow, but we have the advantage now. Open space gives us speed and freedom." They ran together, carefully navigating the abandoned fields. Rin created simple noise traps along the path, ensuring any pursuers would be misled. Mira guided him with her keen sense of vibrations and air currents. Their trust in each other was absolute. Hours later, they reached a small, hidden settlement on the outskirts of the city. It was a refuge for humans and aliens seeking safety. Rin knew the people here. They offered food, water, and shelter without question. Mira's presence drew curious glances, but Rin made sure she stayed protected. Inside a small building, Rin and Mira rested. Rin cleaned minor scrapes and cuts from the journey, while Mira explored the space with her hands, learning about the safe place around her. "You are very clever," Mira said quietly. "You used the city and its dangers to our advantage. You thought ahead, planned carefully, and protected me." Rin smiled. "Humans can be clever when we have to. Brains often matter more than strength. And you helped too. Your awareness saved us more than once." Mira reached for his hand. "We are a good team, Rin. Humans can shine in ways I did not expect." Rin felt warmth in his chest. He had not only protected her, but learned from her. Her courage, trust, and heightened awareness were extraordinary. Together, they had faced danger, outsmarted powerful enemies, and survived. That was human ingenuity in action, resourcefulness, intelligence, and the courage to act as night fell. Rin and Mira prepared for rest. The settlement was safe for now, but tomorrow they would continue their journey, moving farther from the city and its dangers. Rin knew the mob would not give up easily, but he also knew humans could adapt, think, and overcome. Mira rested beside him, her hands still sensing the room and the people around them. "I trust you, Rin," she whispered. "And I trust you," Rin replied. "Together, we can face anything." Outside, the wind blew softly across the rooftops, carrying distant sounds from the city. Rin looked at Mira and felt pride. Humans, even small and seemingly powerless, could survive, protect, and thrive. Through courage, intelligence, and teamwork. They could overcome even the greatest threats, and Rin knew their journey was far from over. Stronger enemies, greater dangers, and the secrets of Mira's true identity awaited them. But he felt certain of one thing: humans were not weak. They could shine even in a galaxy filled with powerful beings. Through ingenuity, determination, and heart, Rin and Mira closed their eyes, resting for the night. Their bond was stronger than ever, their trust unshakable. And in the quiet of the hidden settlement, two unlikely heroes prepared for the challenges that lay ahead. The sky above the outskirts was painted with the colors of dawn. Rin and Mira moved cautiously through the quiet streets leading to the city's central district. The distant hum of ships reminded them that the world was awake, and danger could appear at any moment. Rin held Mira's hand firmly, guiding her through narrow alleys and shadowed corners. "We are close," Rin whispered. "The final stretch is ahead. We must be ready for anything." Mira's grip tightened slightly. "I feel it too. They are waiting for us. I can sense the tension." Rin nodded. He had expected this moment. The mob would not allow Mira to escape easily. She was too valuable to them. But Rin had prepared. Their journey had been long, filled with danger, tests of courage, and moments of ingenuity. Now, it would be a test of strategy, courage, the bond they had formed. As they approached a large building at the city's center, Rin could feel the presence of the enforcers. They were numerous, moving in precise formations. Rin signaled Myra to stay close and silent. "We go slow and steady," he whispered. "Every step counts." Mira nodded. She could sense the patrols, their positions, and their intentions. "We can outsmart them," she said. "If we work together." His first challenge came quickly. A large gate blocked their path, guarded by 2 enforcers. Rin examined it carefully. He noticed a small control panel on the side, likely a security lock. He whispered instructions to Myra. "When I distract them, you guide me to the panel. We can unlock it quietly." Mira listened closely. "I feel their steps. I will tell you when to move." Rin waited for the right moment. As an enforcer stepped forward, he kicked a small piece of debris to the side. The noise drew their attention. Mira guided Rin's hand to the control panel, and with careful movements, he unlocked the gate. They slipped through silently, the enforcers unaware of their escape. Once inside the building's courtyard, Rin paused to catch his breath. Mira's hands rested on his shoulders. "You are remarkable, Rin," she said. "You think fast, act carefully, and protect me without hesitation." Rin smiled faintly. "Humans survive by thinking and caring. That is our strength." Enforcers were closing in. Rin led Mira through hidden passages, stairways, and maintenance corridors. Each step required precision. Mira's heightened senses guided him past obstacles and enemies. Together, they moved as one, a combination of human ingenuity and alien awareness. Finally, they reached the inner chamber of the building. The mob boss waited there, his presence commanding and intimidating. Rin froze for a moment, realizing the magnitude of the confrontation. Mira stood beside him, calm and resolute. "You have brought my daughter here," the mob boss said, his voice echoing in the chamber. "Do you know who she is?" Rin did not flinch. "I know she is someone who deserves to be safe. I do not care about your power. She will not be harmed." The mob boss's eyes narrowed. "You are bold. Most humans would tremble before me." Rin stepped forward slightly. "Humans may be small, but we are clever, brave, and determined. We protect those who cannot protect themselves. That is our way." Mira spoke beside him. "I trust him. He has guided me, protected me, and helped me survive. He has proven his worth." The mob boss studied them both. He had expected fear, submission, or bargaining. Instead, he saw courage, loyalty, and intelligence. Rin's actions had demonstrated the strength of humans in ways he had not considered. Myra's trust reinforced that strength. "You have spirit," the mob boss said slowly, "and loyalty. I respect that. Perhaps you are different from other humans." Rin nodded. "We are not all weak or powerless. Humans can rise above challenges, protect others, and act with intelligence and courage." The mob boss's expression softened slightly. He motioned to the enforcers. "Stand down. The human and my daughter have proven themselves." Rin exhaled quietly, feeling the tension leave his body. Mira smiled, a faint warmth in her voice. "You see, Rin, courage matters more than fear." The mob boss turned to Mira. "You are wise to trust him. He has shown resourcefulness and heart. Perhaps humans are not so insignificant after all." Myra nodded. "They are capable of great things. He has taught me that humans can be brave, clever, and caring." Rin felt a sense of pride. Their journey had been long and difficult, but it had proved something important. Even a human from the streets, homeless and small, could face powerful enemies. Outsmart them and protect those in need. That was the essence of human ingenuity and courage. The mob boss looked at Rin once more. "You have earned my respect. Leave now and continue your journey. Protect her as you have done. I will not interfere. Rin bowed slightly. Thank you. We will honor your decision. With Mira by his side, Rin left the building. The city streets stretched out before them, alive with lights and noise. Rin felt the weight of their journey lifting, replaced by a sense of hope and accomplishment. You did it, Mira said softly. You showed them that humans can be strong and clever. You protected me, Rin smiled. We did it together. You helped too. Your awareness, courage, and trust made it possible. They moved through the city, no longer hunted but still vigilant. Rin knew the journey ahead would have challenges, but they were stronger now, united and confident. At the city's edge, Rin and Mira paused to look back at the skyline. Neon lights reflected off the buildings, casting long shadows. Rin felt a sense of connection to the city, to its dangers, and to the people who struggled every day to survive. Humans can shine, Rin said quietly. Even in a galaxy filled with powerful beings, our courage, intelligence, and care can make a difference. Oh. Mira nodded. I have learned that. I will remember it always. And I will trust humans when they prove themselves worthy. They walked on, leaving the city behind. The open fields stretched ahead, filled with the promise of safety and new beginnings. Rin and Mira had faced fear, danger, and powerful enemies. They had relied on intelligence, quick thinking, and trust. They had survived and proved that humans, even small and seemingly weak, could shine in a harsh and dangerous galaxy. As the sun rose higher, Rin and Mira reached a small hill overlooking the outskirts of the city. Rin held Mira's hand, feeling the warmth of her trust and the strength of their bond. We have survived, Rin said. We have faced danger and proven ourselves, but the journey is not over. There will always be challenges. That is life in this galaxy. Mira smiled. I am ready. With you, Rin, I can face anything. Humans are capable of greatness, and now I know it firsthand. Rin nodded. Together, they descended the hill, stepping into the open fields. The wind carried the scent of grass, earth, and freedom. They moved forward, no longer hunted, but empowered. The bond between them had grown stronger through each trial, each challenge, and each act of courage. Rin realized something important. Humans could survive and thrive not because of strength alone, but because of intelligence, courage, and the willingness to protect others. That was what made them shine. Mira felt the same truth. She had trusted Rin, and he had proven that humans were capable of remarkable things. Together they had faced enemies, outsmarted powerful forces, and survived against the odds. As they continued into the open fields, Rin and Mira looked ahead with hope. The city, the mob, and the dangers behind them were now part of the past. Their journey had shown that humans, even from humble beginnings, could rise to greatness, protect the vulnerable, and overcome challenges through ingenuity and courage. The horizon stretched wide, full of possibilities. Rin knew they would face new challenges, but they would do so together. Humans had proven themselves in the harshest conditions, and Rin and Mira were living proof of that truth. With hands held firmly and hearts full of determination, Rin and Mira walked forward, ready to face the future. They had survived the city, the enforcers, and the threats of powerful beings. They had shown that courage, intelligence, and trust could triumph over fear. The galaxy was vast and dangerous, but humans could shine within it, proving that even those from the smallest and weakest beginnings could rise, protect others, and make a difference. Rin and Mira disappeared into the fields, stepping into a world filled with hope, strength, and the promise of a future shaped by human ingenuity and heart. Their story would not be forgotten, for it was a story of courage, trust, and the enduring power of humans to shine in even the darkest corners of the galaxy.